Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of The Metaphysical Poets by T.S. Eliot. The Metaphysical Poets was published in 1921, and this revolutionized the way the metaphysical poets, particularly John Donne, George Herbert, Andrew Marvell, and others, were viewed in the literary canon. Eliot re-evaluates their contributions to poetry, and he also critiques the evolution of English poetry itself. He highlights the strengths of metaphysical poetry, such as its intellectual rigor, emotional depth, and complex use of language, which we found lacking, especially in the Romantic era. His arguments and their significance are unified sensibility, merging thought and feeling. Metaphysical poets were capable of fusing intellectual thought and emotional experience into a single poetic expression. For example, in John Donne's poetry, complex philosophical ideas about love, religion, and death are interwoven with personal feelings, creating a multifaceted emotional experience, whereas romantics prioritized emotions at the expense of intellectual engagement. Next is dissociation of sensibility, that is, the fragmentation of thought and feeling. Eliot saw a decline in poetry after the metaphysical poets. Poets, especially after the 17th century, suffered from a disconnect between emotion and intellect. Poets like Milton and the Romantics separated thinking from feeling in their poetry, resulting in lack of the nuanced complexities of the metaphysical poets. This dissociation led to poetry that either overemphasized intellectualism, as with Milton, or emotion, as with the Romantics, without actually achieving a balance between the two. It left poets unable to express the rich interconnectedness of thought and feeling that characterized metaphysical poetry. Then, use of conceits, intellectual wit, and complex metaphors. A hallmark of metaphysical poetry is its frequent use of conceits, which are extended metaphors that connect seemingly unrelated ideas in surprising, often witty ways. The metaphysical poets used conceits to explore abstract concepts like love, time, and spirituality. In Donne's A Valediction Forbidding Mourning, the comparison of two lovers to the legs of a compass is both imaginative and intellectually stimulating. Then we find colloquial diction, direct and conversational language. Metaphysical poets used colloquial language, a break from the formal ornamental language of earlier poetry. Their diction was direct, often conversational, which gave their poetry an immediacy and intimacy that was lacking in other styles. Donne, for instance, addressed his beloved in a tone that is personal and direct, even when dealing with lofty subjects like divine love or mortality. This use of everyday language, coupled with sophisticated ideas, created a dynamic tension in metaphysical poetry. We also have varied subject matter, that is, a broad spectrum of themes. Metaphysical poetry explored a wide range of themes including love, religion, politics, and science. The metaphysical poets dwelled into complex and often controversial topics. For example, Donne's poetry frequently blends sacred and profane themes, exploring the intersection of spirituality and earthly love. And we find their influence on modern poetry. Reviving the metaphysical tradition, Eliot believed that modern poets should emulate the metaphysical poets' ability to combine intellectual complexity with emotional depth. Eliot's own poetry was heavily influenced by the metaphysical tradition. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box, like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.